This is the Barbados Today evening news for Wednesday, April 26. Thank you for joining us. I am Claire Williams. The Barbados Hotel and Tourism Association is reporting a 5% decline in occupancy levels for the first quarter of this year. And officials are attributing that drop mainly to a number of world events, including the UK's vote to leave the European Union, a drop in the value of the pound, and changing visitors' travel plans. Chief Executive Officer of the BHTA, Rudy Grant, told a news conference today that occupancy rates of BHTA members were down by 2% for that period. Grant says bookings for May 2017 are trending ahead of that of the same period last year, but reservations for June are behind last year's figures.
For the period January to March, the occupancy has been reflected in the report down by 5%, while the ADR is down by 0.8%, which is relatively flat. As it relates to our surveys, for the period January to March, our surveys reflect that occupancy is down by 2%. Overall, that demonstrates that for the period January to March, what we can extrapolate is that the occupancy with respect to our members reporting has been down between 2% and 5%, whilst the ADR continues to be flat. I should inform as well that May is presently trending ahead of May in 2016. May is trending ahead, while June is trending behind.
Health Minister John Boyce says the University of the West Indies Chronic Disease Research Centre has played a critical role in shaping government's healthcare policies over the past 10 years. Boyce was speaking at the renaming of the centre in honour of Sir George Alleyne, the outgoing Chancellor of the UWI. He says one of its biggest successes was the establishment of the National Chronic Disease Registry 10 years ago.
Over the last decade, the Barbados National Registry has made a meaningful contribution to health programming and health policy development in Barbados through its annual reports on stroke and cardiovascular disease and cancer, which delineate disease burden and trends in our community. These reports provide the empirical basis for strategic decision making.
Meanwhile, Sir George reminded the academic community of its ability to influence national policies that will serve in the best interest of the people.
One of the things you must always remember as a good academic, you must never underestimate the influence of ideas on the ideation of those in power. You must never forget the power of ideas to influence the ideation of those in power. And to the extent that we in academia, we deal in ideas, we deal in ideation of major problems. In that sense, we like to think that we influence the ideation of those in power.
The entertainment fraternity is coming to the assistance of one of its own, Antoine Brudda Daddy Williams, who is facing severe health challenges. He was recently diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer, which has spread to his lungs, and he's due to undergo surgery on Monday. Local entertainers are teaming up with the City of Bridgetown Credit Union to raise funds to cover the cost of his surgery, which stands at $200,000. The credit union has opened an account where the public can make donations. The number is 928078. Williams was present at this morning's launch, and he thanked all who have supported him so far.
Family and friends, they have supported me immensely. I want to thank the medical team. I have never ever thought that the visits to doctors and the injections, which I really do not like, and I have to go and get one at 11:30, so that, all those persons ranging from Grace Medical Clinic to Surgical Solutions, all the medical team, they have been on board and they have really taken good care of me as a patient, as one journeying with cancer. The City of Bridgetown Cooperative Family, you are a family. You are a family to many Barbadians. You're a family to me. And I want to thank the entire staff, complement, and management for your support, whether it be financial, whether it be the hugs, the kisses, in whatever way the support comes. Again, a very special thanks to you.
The cast and crew of Laugh It Off will stage a special show this Saturday to assist Williams. St. Michael North West MP Chris Sinclair tells students preparing for next week's 11+ exam to focus on preparing for the event and not on school placements. Sinclair gave a pep talk to Class 4 students in his constituency this morning, and he told them it doesn't matter what secondary school they attend.
Regardless of wherever you are allocated to go by the Ministry of Education, we know that you are going to get basically the same teaching, because the exams now are practically standardized across the schools. So whatever they teach at Harrison College, same thing they teach at the Harrison School, same thing they do at Springer Memorial. Basically the testing, the assessment is basically the same. The skills of the staff are just as good anywhere across the system. So and then you get up to the level of doing your CSAT and K, you know, the exam is set by the CXE, and it is the same exam for everybody.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Who call and get your yams and potatoes? Wait, my girl, how you want to for long?
I got how you keeping, but you don't sell the nation paper no more.
But that paper ain't selling. This month now I stop selling that. Look, one time I would have make a little dollar on the Sunday sun, but when Sunday night, I still trying to get the weather there.
Well, you know you can't call that the Sunday sun no more. You're going to call that Sunset News. Call at no time that news stale.
People complain that them ain't got nothing in it to read, and the price keep going up all the time. A woman abused me so sick the other day, telling me that she does read Barbados Today online for free. I can't take that abusing soul, so I switched to my potatoes and yams.
Well, let me tell you, if pork selling, you got to raise pigs. How much for the yams?
Oh, 75 cents a pound.
Well, that's cheaper than that stale news. Give me...
How much you want?
A pound.
Only a pound? Anyhow, these eating real good. Let me wrap them up for you. Come.
The Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Thanks for staying with us. We're back now with news from the region. Trinidad's Public Utilities Minister is giving assurances that the Water and Sewage Company is increasing its water supply from treatment plants. He was responding to questions from an opposition senator on the matter, and the statement comes on the heels of protests in various parts of the country where residents have been complaining of a water shortage. We get more in this report from TV6 News in Port of Spain.
Just one day after residents of Todd's Road in Caparo, Penal Rock Road and Caparo Valley Brasso Road protested against a severe lack of water, a question from opposition Senator Wayne Sturge to Public Utilities Minister Fitzgerald Hines.
Based on the current dry season conditions, the Water and Sewage Authority will be taking steps to redistribute available supplies to meet the demands to customers all over Trinidad and Tobago, including Penal and the area referred to by my friend. Production was previously increased at the Point Lisas desalination plant by approximately 2 million gallons daily.
The minister said WASA would be increasing production at its Caroni and Hollis water treatment plants in Trinidad and the Hillsborough water treatment plant in Tobago by approximately 11.3 million gallons of water daily.
This will permit redistribution of supplies to areas impacted by the dry season, including South Trinidad and communities in Penal.
And finally, on the international scene, U.S. businesses stand to reap a windfall if President Donald Trump's plan to cut corporate taxes becomes law. Under the proposals, U.S. companies would move from being the most highly taxed among the group of 20 countries to among the lowest. We get more in this Reuters report.
The biggest tax cut in American history. That's how Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin is pitching President Trump's tax reform plan. which would slash rates for businesses and simplify tax returns for individual Americans. But questions abound over how they would make up for the big drop in government revenue. I'm Andy Sullivan in Washington, where after much fanfare, the White House unveiling the broad outlines of its tax plan, hoping to shape the debate as Congress tries to rewrite the tax code for the first time since 1986. There's broad support for the basic idea, a simpler tax code with lower rates and fewer loopholes, but immediate concern about whether those tax cuts are fair and whether they would balloon the national debt. Trump's plan would slash the corporate rate from 35% to 15%, which the White House says would make it more competitive with other countries and encourage multinationals to bring back profits they've parked overseas.
That's the evening news. Remember, there's more on our website, www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're on Izumi Media in bus terminals and Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. Or you can tune into Mix 96.9 FM for more news. I am Claire Williams. Have a good evening.